Awesome. Again, the time is 6:51, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Spanish interpreters, please introduce yourselves in Spanish and put your information in the chat as well.
Buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Scarlett Saritama. Soy la intérprete en español. Pueden comunicarse con los servicios de interpretación en español si los necesitan por el número 347-966-4114, seguido del código 362-4113-782 y numeral. De nuevo, si usted desea escuchar esta reunión en español, por favor, marque desde su número de teléfono celular el 347-966-4114, seguido del código 362-4113-782 y símbolo numeral.
Thank you, and please just put that information every 20 minutes for any latecomers. And will our recording secretary, thank you, Chantel, please do a roll call?
Hello. So we have First Vice President Lauren Clavin.
Present.
Second Vice President Jennifer Sobers.
Present.
Recording Secretary Chantel Chambers. Present. Treasurer Alicia Bauer.
Present.
Members Lou Zhao.
Present.
Din Tolbert.
Present.
Annie Koch.
Yes, present.
Amin El Romim. He is not here. And President Quentin Mezitic.
Present. Thank you. And Councilmember Din Tolbert, if you don't mind making an announcement about our chat.
Good evening and welcome to our September calendar meeting. The chat is open. Please remain kind and respectful, especially when in disagreement. We will not accept hateful comments and will close the chat if participants don't adhere. To make a public comment, please type your name and speak. You can sign up until 7:30 p.m.
Thank you, Council Member. And if Annie and Jennifer, if you don't mind monitoring the speakers list of any speakers, well, pretty much monitoring the list for anyone who wants to speak, but if you want to announce what that is, like pretty much until 7:30. They have until 7:30. If you put speak, we will allow you to speak at the parent section until 7:30. And Annie and Jennifer, you got that. Appreciate you guys. All right. Now that we got some of the business taken care of, I want to welcome District 28 from an amazing summer that I know we all had to the first day of school. And we will try to make this meeting not too long because we all want to get back home to see what the school has in store for us, how the experience was for our children. I'm excited to hear what your experience was and share my experience. I had highs and lows. So I'm going to definitely share my lows, but definitely appreciate my highs because what else to expect on the first day of school? But we're here and we're here, and we show up for you because you show up for us. So I'm
Thank you. Let you know that we appreciate you guys, and I hope that everyone gets a safe, productive, and fun first semester.
I'm looking forward to an amazing, healthy school year. And I know he's here, but I want to introduce our Dr.
Superintendent, Dr. Wayne, to do his report. He blessed us because he's here in person today for the first day of school. He wanted to show up in person, give us that
energy that he always brings, and just update us with the highlights of this new school year.
Thank you, Quentin, President. And thanks to all the community members, especially those who are new. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Another productive year. So I'd also like to say a special shout out to my district team members who are on tonight, as well as the new leaders, and also my Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Hall, as how much value we have for the CEC. So thank you so much. And throughout my presentation, I'll be introducing some new leaders to us, to the community. So welcome to another very productive school year, 25-26 school year. I'd just like to start with presenting the highlight for you. All right, as you know, sorry, can you see the screen? I hope you're able to. I just want to welcome you. This is an overview, a profile of the district that our major focus is still grounded in literacy proficiency as well as math proficiency. And we're trying to chip away at chronic absenteeism and retention, and also to celebrate and encourage parent engagement. So I want to welcome back everyone to, as I said, to a brand new school year 25-26. And I'm excited and thrilled to continue building on the incredible momentum we've seen, improved ELA and math scores, stronger attendance, and a renewed sense of pride in our schools, all 36 district schools, District 28 schools. These achievements, however, are a testament to the dedication of our students, families, and of course, our incredible staff, and including school leaders who are on, many of whom are on tonight. I want to thank you for your continued support, and just let's work together to make this year even the best one yet. Of course, we are grounded in our mission and our vision as to see that we're celebrating differences, because we understand that woven into those differences is a knowledge that they offer us unlimited possibility to learn and expand our knowledge. So we're accentuating, we're really, really leaning in on the diversity, which is our strength. We are grounded in certain core values, and just to remind us, some of those values are, we believe that all scholars, regardless of whoever they are in our district, can learn with adult support, like the village, a proverbial village to raise a child. And our scholars learn in different ways and at different paces. We understand that. And of course, we emphasize safety, and a caring environment is important for all scholars and staff as well to thrive. And education, of course, we believe is a collaborative partnership with everyone, central DOE, staff, families, and the resources from our community. So those are some of our core values that undergird the work that we do in District 28. At a glance, we have 27 elementary schools for those of us who are new to the district, 27 elementary schools, 8 middle schools, and we have an early childhood center with 3 locations. We have grown to over 23,000 scholars are enrolled, and this is a demographics and makeup: Asian 29%, Hispanic, white 18%, Black, and 8% other. So we're indeed a diverse community. However, what really sets us apart or makes us unique is that among us, we have 71% of students who are economically disadvantaged or Title I students. However, it doesn't matter who shows up at our school, we're here to teach and for them to learn. So that's the community's role, and just for us as the leader of the district and all of us as partners to play their part into really looking at our students. We have the collective village. These are my priorities for this year, and it has continued from last year. As I said at the outset, is to really put the focus, the linchpin, the focus of the spotlight on improving mathematics by implementing a common research-based curriculum and scaling where appropriate Regents level courses for scholars. Today in our districts, other part, in the high school aspect, we open new schools. And our job as a community schools is to really prepare those students to perform and to thrive in high schools. In fact, many of our middle schools have scholars who have outperformed their high school peers in ELA, Algebra 1. So we are really doing the job, biology as well as earth science. And also to improve literacy skills. I'm proud to say that we have gotten great improvement, and I'll talk about that later on. And when I talk about these numbers, I want the community to understand that we're not really comparing ourselves with the city. is really comparing ourselves with Queens, other districts in Queens. But what is unique in District 28 is that those more affluent districts are not really bombarded with the 71% of economically disadvantaged students. And even with that, many kids are in like insecure homes. We are still making a difference. Our scholars are thriving because of the work we do to substantially improve their daily lives. Attendance, of course, is a very important correlationship between attendance and performance, and I'll present that to you tonight, that it makes a difference. We want our scholars to be in the school, and of course, to elevate parent engagement. This year, at a glance, our result, we moved from 54.5% in ELA to 61.4%. That deserves a handshake and deserves really shout out of all our schools, our teachers, our leaders. Moving from 54 to 61.4% is not an easy feat. It comes with hard work and dedication. And of course, as we said, we should not really be comparing ourselves to the city. As one member said, we should be comparing ourselves to other districts in school, in Queens. But we have been hampered, of course, with economically disadvantaged situation. But in spite of that, we're still seeing massive increase in ELA based on the curriculum that we have implemented over the past two academic years. In mathematics, we have moved from 59% to 64%, which is, of course, in any scale you look on it, we are still thriving above the city's average. And we have moved from science 35% to 48%. So it's movements all around, up and down, all around. We're moving in the right direction. So I'd love to share that with you. And this is a moment of celebration for us to pause, to reflect, and to commend and support our leaders. This year is even going to be better. We want to be the best year yet. I just take a glance at the district before my arrival, 2018 to 2025, and you could see that all the levels have gone up and down in the right direction. Level 4 is moving from 22% in 2018 to 32% in 2025. So we are really giving our kids, engaging them in rigorous instruction, and the proof is in the results. We are moving in the right direction. This is just to show the correlationship I mentioned between attendance and performance. The more chronic the absenteeism is, kids' performance is impacted in a negative sense. So the point I'm making is that please, we want our students to come to school. Whatever is hampering that, we're trying to chip away at that to try to find, we have different family types and we welcome everyone, but we're trying to really let school be the home away from home. So our students can show up at the school. And our families will rely on you heavily to really tighten and strengthen that partnership. However, despite the fact that last year we set an outperform ourselves in terms of our attendance, usually I was told that 90, 90, 90 is very good, but to us it's not good enough. Last year we had 90.7%. This year it's 91.2, an overall 0.5 increase. And we are really improving in terms of over the city, again, 89.8%. And chronic absenteeism, as you notice, chipping away from 35.3% to 32.5%, decreasing 2.8%. So we're moving in the right direction. And we have set other goals, very ambitious goal, is to move from 91.2% to 92.2% in attendance. Kids need to be in school in order to learn, and we are really encouraging families to really give us your youngsters, and we'll take care of them and really move them, accelerate them through their educational trajectory. So this one, so this is what I want to talk a little bit about the New York. You heard about the internet device or cell phone policy. That this is a New York state law which has to be implemented by all New York City public schools. And this is what we want to report that all District 28 schools are in full compliance as of August 27th. I went through all of them being reviewed with the policy, and we are 100% in compliance. What it really means, I could give you more information on that, the cell phone policy and electronic delivery device policy. No personal internet-enabled devices are allowed in the school. Phones, tablets, smartwatches, devices must be stored using school-approved methods. So this is just an overview of what the policy is. I went to school today to tour on the south side and the north side, and we are there's no problem with the policy. Everybody, the youngsters are adhering to that. They're being taken care of. And the families, you will be in contact with the school. So this is New York State's policy that we have to implement. So at this time, I'd like to pause to introduce some new members of our community, principals. You know, it's a very endangered species. Principals are leaving, retiring, and other reasons. So we have some retirements recently, and we have some stalwart principals who is a part of the District 28 principal pipeline, where we really have those people ready, go through the process of being ready for District 28, and then based on that bench, as it were, they're appointed. So we have Angela Lisa. She will introduce herself later on. Angela Ancona Lisa, principal of MS 157, did a wonderful job there. She was a long-time member there, and she fits that school so well. Want to also welcome Debbie Lombard from the, I think, Kew Gardens area in Queens. She's the principal appointed. Well, Lisa is also appointed and Debbie is also appointed. The others are interim acting. How the process works is that they're identified, and then we go through the process of the C30, which is comprised of different unions, UFT, CSA, community. Then they go through a process of appointment. So those are the ones: Ramesh Walter from PS50, Principal Manjares has retired, Dr. Shauna Green, Principal Rosita was retired. And we have a promotion recently. The latest one is PS 101, Zachary Mack. The IA means interim acting. We have to go through the C30 process to engage the chancellor's process in making sure that the community has a say, the entire, via the SLT, the voice of the parents and all the families, all the members coming together for that to be done. And then we have Rosanna Saraza, principal of PS 303. So I also want to extend heartfelt thanks and best wishes to Principal Monique Paniago, who is now the new Deputy Superintendent of District 26. So yes, when they come knocking at District 28, we allow people to grow and thrive, and we welcome new leaders as well. Today was the first day back, and this is just a little synopsis of what we have done, like a mosaic of what we have done for the day in going up at different schools all throughout the district, especially, everybody's special. So we have my team has been divided to visit the schools, just to be a friendly face and to be on hand to assist the principals, especially those who are new to our community. So that's a little overview. Last week we had a new teacher week with Bruce Zell from the UFT. We had a beautiful collaboration with the UFT office, where we introduce and welcome all our new leaders, our teachers and guidance counselors to District 28. We had over 130, upwards of 130, and we really welcome them because retention is also very important in education. So we want to welcome them. We thank, as I said, Bruce from the UFT and our new teachers for their commitment, and we wish them a successful first year in the district. Queens Board President Donovan Richards, in collaboration with District 28 last month and community partners, they hosted a backpack giveaway and bag jamboree on August 14th. The event supported over 250 families receiving backpacks, providing with clothing, bike helmets, and essential school supplies. Special thanks to the Borough President's Office, Kat Zapata, for their leadership and support in making this event a success. Adrian Adams today gave one of my schools, PS58, $350,000 in capital funding. So I want to thank all elected officers in the community to really give and serve our community. At this point, I'd just like to say thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to this continued work. But I just like, as I call the names, the principal could just say just a sentence just to say who they are. So I'm seeing on the screen Zachary Mack from PS 101. Just Zach said hi to the community. Just unmute. Yes. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi there. Am I coming through? I was blocked a second ago. There we
You're
go.
coming, yeah.
Well, hi everyone, and thanks for being so welcoming tonight. Thank you, Dr. Blake, and for the whole team at District 28, Bettina, Vic, Raj, all the other folks I've worked with. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks. So he's interacting at 101. Thank you. Lisa was appointed recently. Angela from MS Middle School 157. Angela, go ahead. You're on now. Go.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
We can hear you. Just
You
say
can
hello.
hear me? Okay, I
Yes.
had a problem for a second. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the CEC members, to all of our District 28 families, Dr. Blake, Dr. Hall, our District 28 leadership. It is such an honor to be the proud principal of Junior High School 157. I have to express my sincere gratitude to my entire Halsey community. Again, the CEC District 28, our amazing superintendent, Dr. Blake, our amazing Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Hall, for your trust and your support. It is such an honor and a privilege to work alongside such passionate professionals. I'm so excited to be working in District 28, and I'm so excited to be the leader of Halsey, and I can't wait to take our school to the next level.
Thank you, Angela. Thanks. Now we have Debbie Lombard. She is from PS 175. Oh, no, Debbie, you're on.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. I am so excited. It was one thing to be principal coming in May, but to be principal on the first day of school was amazing. To see our lovely kids, our families, it was amazing to see the excitement for the new school year. And I want to thank especially our parents. They are extremely supportive. I am excited to be part of this family. And I want to echo what Principal Lisa said. It was without the support of District 28's leadership from the superintendency, we couldn't have done it. They give us so much support from literacy to numeracy, anything we need, they're there for us. And I just want to say a great big thank you because we could not service our kids and our families without this district. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very briefly, Rosanna from PS 303.
Good
Yes, you're
evening,
on.
everyone. Rosanna Sferraza, PS 303, proud principal, interim acting right now, but been a part of the Great 28 for a very long time. Big shoes to fill, but I'm very excited. And the first day of school as principal was great. Thanks for the visit and the support.
Thank you. You're welcome. Now we have Dr. Shauna Green, PS 08686.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the CEC and our leadership at in District 28. I am so honored to be principal of PS 86. As a new member, I will, reinforce what everybody has said. It's been invaluable to have Dr. Blake in our corner, Dr. Hall, Vic. They have been invaluable in supporting us and supporting me in, learning my community and just being impactful, even though it's new. And, I had a really good launch today, and I'm so proud of the community and how we showed up. And so I'm honored to be a part of the District 28 family. I look forward to having great collaborative relationships with everyone. And I'm so excited for all the successes ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Walter Remish from PS 50 as interim acting principal.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction. Me for last. I want to say that it's been incredible working with the District 28 team, Dr. Blake, Vic, Dr. Hall, Raj. They've been very supportive and been helping me through the different ideas that I have and working with different partners within our community, with my teachers, with my staff. They've been so very, very helpful. We've been pretty successful the last couple of days. See a lot of smiling faces and a lot of smiling faces on our students. So we want to continue pushing what the district is asking us and being very targeted with the way we do instruction and education. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the support.
Thank you. So those are our newbies, our want to welcome them in the district, and we're here to support them. I would like to ask any other principal, President Quinton has asked me, has given the permission to say a few words. I see Pat on the line, I see Robin Signal, among other principals. As you could just unmute and say hello and your opening remarks. Pat, you can go first. Or Nicholas is there, yeah. Quinton, could you unmute? Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
Hi,
Yeah.
good evening, everybody. Patricia Hanley, principal at PS 54, the Hillside School. Happy to be here, part of this community. We had a terrific first day, lots and lots of smiling faces, only probably 2 little crying kindergartners. We were so happy with that. So it was a beautiful day. Looking forward to tomorrow and a great school year.
Thank you, Pat. We have his Robin there, Signal, Principal Signal.
Yes.
Go
Hello.
ahead.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Blake, for the introduction or the opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Hall, for visiting our community today. Everyone was so excited on the Ellington Magnet campus. Thank you, Quentin, for visiting our D75 program this morning. Our kids were smiling. They were happy. It was just very, very, very nice to see everyone and be back into the swing of things. I'm looking forward to the school year from all the support from our district, from D28, and we want to highlight all the growth that we've made on the campus. Thank you guys once again. Have a great year.
Thank you, Robin. Principal Nicholas Patrello. Nick, we can't hear you. Are you unmuted?
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all. I hope we had a wonderful first day. Nick Petrillo, principal of PS 121. Today was a wonderful day. As other principals have shared, our kids were super excited. Our community was buzzing with new faces, old faces, senior teachers, new teachers. Thank you to the superintendent's office for offering New Teacher Week. We have 4 new staff members who joined the 121 community this year. They're super vibrant and really thrilled to dig into the work we've been doing at 121. Thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you and looking forward to a fantastic school year ahead. We're going to take 121 and District 28 to new heights. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Dr. Blake, Dr. Hall, and the district team for your support. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Deputy Superintendent, I want to say hello, and then Dr. Benoit, and then give it back to Quinton.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be back here in District 28 serving our community as Deputy Superintendent. As Dr. Blake shared in his presentation, we've made a lot of strides both in ELA and in math, and we are committed to continuing those gains. And here in District 28, you all know that we believe in the spirit of partnership. That's how we continue to improve and ensure the advancement of our scholars through partnership. And that's one of the things that I love about our CEC. So I want to say welcome once again to all of our newly elected CEC members. And thank you, President Mezzatine, for making sure that we elevate all of the necessary conversations that need to be had to move our district forward in a collaborative manner. So thank you all, and to our principals, we look forward to having a wonderful year together. Thank you to all the families.
Dr. Benoit is our Chief Executive.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Blake. Thank you, President Mezzatine and the D28 CEC. We are really excited to launch this 25-26 school year. There is so much, as Dr. Blake mentioned, and Dr. Hall, that we have in store, and so many initiatives and so much work that we want to engage in. We want to thank the district team as well, for the work that they do with our schools day in and day out. And we are looking to deepening, the partnerships that we have with the different stakeholders in the community, our CEC members, our families, our elected officials, and everybody who makes D28 the Great 28. Thank you, and here's to a successful school year.
Thank you. Quentin or Raj, if you want to say something, or maybe Quentin, you hand it back over to you.
Good evening, District 28. How are you? It's been a while since I've been on this call, but I'm looking forward to making my presence more consistent. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you, and I'm looking forward to an amazing year again. Certainly working with CEC, in making all our goals and our priorities come to fruition. So again, it's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to working with you all again this year.
This is our last one. Sonia, say hello.
Yes, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm excited to say that we started our work with preparing parent leaders. We started workshops already in August, very well attended, not just in 28, but really from parents across the city. So that is just a testament to the commitment that we have here in this district. I will be putting in the chat. We're starting, that's it, running with really getting parents and parent leaders focused on supporting them with all policies and so many things, and working with families. I want to give a special shout out to the team, but to the parent coordinators that are here this evening. You know, they're our frontline in terms of being the face for their schools and their families. So a big shout out to everyone. And again, I am looking forward to really working with everyone here and really echoing the importance of partnership. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you, Sonia, and it's back to Quentin.
Thank you, Dr. Blake and district team, and the phenomenal principals that we have. Like, I don't know about other districts, but our principals, you guys are doing great. You guys look phenomenal. So you could just, tell the other districts that they don't look like us. Outside of that, I want to take this moment and I want to give a minute to our newest member, our Queensborough appointee, Kenya Townsend, to just introduce herself as she just joined our council today.
Thank you. That is very warm. Thank you for the applause. Hello, everyone. My name is Kenya Townsend, as mentioned. I'm really happy to be here. I'm newly appointed, so this is my first meeting, and curious to learn everything about the district and about everyone, and to also, more importantly, support you all as members in this community. And I'm an educator, just a little bit about me. So I work adjacent to the school system here in the city. And so really excited to learn about the great things that I saw from the superintendent's presentation in person. And so I wish all of you a great school year and looking forward to getting to know you all over the next 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenya, our newest council member. Excited. And next, I want to give a chance to our elected officials' offices to bring greetings. So I see Sue Jin from Senator John Liu's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Sujin from Senator John Liu's office, and happy first day of the school. I hope everyone enjoyed the first day of the school. And I just want to say hello to new members and the new parents, maybe. And then I know some of them, some of you. So, I just want to let you know that if you need any help, any assistance, or any idea about legislation, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you my, I already put my email address in the chat, but it's Soojin, SOOJIN, at nysenate.gov. And then you can always give me a call at 718-765-6675. Once again, thank you so much. And thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, I want to invite our borough president's office, Catherine Zapata.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me well? Sorry. Thumbs up. Sorry, I'm taking off my AirPods so you hear me. Okay, awesome. So I was originally supposed to be in person, but I got called to advance a meeting, so I am here virtually. I wish I could join you all, but we've had an exciting first day of school, and I want to thank all of you for your patience when it comes to our appointment. We're so excited to have Lauren and Kenya join us. We've been working very diligently with all our appointments to make sure that they feel most supported, and we're just so excited to ensure you all that District 28 is always top of mind for the borough president. And that's why we're having many more events there. So we're so happy to be sharing that we will have a basketball clinic this weekend. I know Lauren will share more details, but it will be a Morrow Playground very nearby to District 28. On this Saturday at 12 noon. Lauren will show more information, but we very much invite families to join us that evening. Additionally, we'll have a parent advisory board meeting on Tuesday with the chancellor and Deputy Chancellor Melendez. So we're very excited to have them join and hear about top of mind concerns that our parents and community stakeholders have when it comes to education. I do want to note that we're very excited to announce that this upcoming fiscal year, the borough president gave 41 million of his budget to Queens schools, and about a third of that went to District 28. So there will be more to come on where exactly and all those schools that will be receiving the funding and the fun capital projects that are happening. But to date, the borough president has given over 120 million to our schools, and we're so excited to share the great progress that is coming. So I will stick around, but it's so great to see you all, and I hope to be in person next month. But as always, please feel free to reach out. And so great to see you, Quentin, again, all folks that are returning on the council, but then also the superintendent's team, Vic, Raj, Dr. Hall, and all folks that are here joining us this evening. Thank you for all your work, and principals, have a great start to your year. Please always feel free to reach out to us. We are here to support you all, and always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for that greeting. And you did throw a lot of money out there, so we want to appreciate that in our district. And I want to give Tiana Armstrong, did you want to bring greetings from elected official Maine's office? And if there's any other elected officials, just raise your hand.
Sorry, I had a difficult time unmuting. This is Tiana from Congresswoman Grace Meng's office. I want to just hope everybody had a great summer, and I want
Can't
to
hear
wish
you,
all
Tiana, if
of.
you're speaking.
Can't hear me? Hello?
You're good now.
Okay, yes. Just wanted to bring greetings from the Congresswoman's office. Just wanted to wish all of the students, the parents, the teachers, and the principals, all faculty and staff, an amazing and wonderful school year.
Beautiful. This is a little bit of what makes our district great. The representation we have, we're a very large and diverse district, but we represent from all corners of it. And the community knows, the district knows, and that's what makes our district the greatest of all the districts. I know I say that a lot, probably mean it, and it's probably backed up by statistics that we've been showing. However, we are great because of all of you. So we're showing up here because you guys show up, and thank you for being here tonight. And next on our agenda, we have a resolution that one of our council members, Chantel, like to briefly, we'll bring up the solution, the resolution on screen, but it was sent out to the community. If anybody has any feedback, let us know. But we're about to summarize, go over what this resolution is, and then we're gonna do a vote on it.
Good evening, everyone. So this resolution is about communication to families about the school's implementation strategy for the internet, the ban of the internet-enabled devices. Some schools have communicated with families, whereas some schools have not communicated with families. So for schools who have not communicated yet with families as to what their strategy is for implementing this law, this resolution is about that. It suggests that we kind of roll out like a timeline for communication. So hopefully by next week of school, by the next week of school, there should be communication sent out to families about what the strategy is. And let's say, for instance, the school has not worked out the kinks in their strategy. It gives them a time period in which they should do that, and also communicate that strategy to parents in a timely manner. And then give the community opportunity to give feedback on that strategy. And then they can implement some changes and adjustments to further suit the community, and then distribute information about an official policy, official school policy concerning the internet-enabled devices ban.
All right, thank you, council member. Are there any council members that want to provide any feedback on this resolution? Show of hands. Okay, we will now vote on this resolution. Yes. Is there anyone in the public that would like to provide any feedback on this resolution? Just raise your hand and we'll acknowledge you. Once, twice. All right. We will now vote on this resolution. And let's see. Oh, Chantel, let's do this.
Okay, so we're now taking a vote on the resolution. Let's start with First Vice President Lauren Clavin. How do you vote?
Yes.
Second Vice President Jennifer Sobers, how do you vote?
I first want to say it's great that you put together this. This is amazing that we're hitting the ground running on resolutions. I think this was probably a little bit more useful earlier on. I think now that school has started, I think Dr. Blake mentioned that all the schools have given their cell phone policies, internet enabled policies out. I know that my children's schools did it just days in advance, and it would have been much more helpful for if it had been earlier, but I believe they have all been given out now. I think that the resolution to be this detailed with, 60 days and it just kind of doesn't give, I think, enough room for principals and SLTs to connect with parents at their schools to arrive at school specific policies. So just for that reason, I'm going to say no.
Thank you. Treasurer Alicia Ball.
I vote yes.
Lou Zhao.
Yeah, I share some of Jennifer's concern, but I will vote for yes, but I do think, after a while, we need to come back and collect more information on this. I kind of, looking, forward to see how it implemented and I foresee some problem. I think I already heard, some parents are, what for their concern, like in emergency situation or whatever. And also I have a question, on how they do kind of use the device to facilitate their learning, like homework, how to transfer between devices. That's we 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 need to keep an eye on it and see if how it's going, and maybe come back to after a month or two, like you said, like CD or whatever. Then we should have another look and maybe an additional resolution. But I do want to vote yes for this for now. Thanks.
All right, Member Tolbert.
Just very quickly on behalf of the audience in Zoom, for folks who are not speaking, if you could please make sure to mute your microphones. They're complaining about feedback. I vote yes.
Councilmember Annie Cox.
I also vote yes.
Councilmember Amin El-Romim is not here. And Councilmember Chantel Chambers, I vote yes. President Quentin Mezitin. Yes, Borough Attendant, Queensborough Attendant, Kenya.
I just had a question. In general, this is my first meeting. I did look at the resolution, but I'm very curious in the recent history of the resolutions that you all may have come up with. What has been the result of the resolution? If anyone is able to tell me, and that would further help me come up with my vote.
This resolution?
Just in resolutions in generally.
You need the power of the resolution.
Yep, I want to, yeah. And then for this particular district, like, there's several principals, the superintendent is on the call. So what does occur when you all have the resolutions? I think it would just be helpful for me.
I can take a stab at that unless someone wants to. We are an advisory board.
Yep.
So
We're an advisory board, and I appreciate the question. That's not everybody is on the same page in terms of why we're doing this. So yeah, we're as an advisory board, this is really our recommendation. We're not making any new policy. So does that answer your question?
It does. I do know it's not going to change any policy, but I guess I really want to know if when a resolution is brought to the CEC meetings, is this something, and maybe the superintendents, the principals that are here, do they now say, wow, 8 of the CEC members really, wanted this to happen. So do they take the advice? And that's just what I wanted to clarify.
Can I
Yeah.
say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah, as the long-serving member on the council, just based on my experience, first of all, like Lauren said, it's adversary, so this is more show the way, the reflect the parents' opinion on certain things. Normally, in my opinion, if we pass some resolution that's it probably won't make much noise. However, if multiple CEC, I'm not sure if this was drafted by another CEC or something, and a lot of times that's the case. Someone draft a resolution and shared around CECs, and some pass, some doesn't. If there's overwhelming, passing of the resolution and handout, it could change things. In my experience, I can give you one example. This is one of the first resolution I passed when I was, joined the CC. This is the end of the de Blasio's, term, and he want to change the geographic priority for high school admission. That policy already, published, already kind of a done deal. A lot of considering, especially in Queens, we are against it. It's kind of overwhelmingly, because the community, community situation and everything. So there's quite a lot, a resolution passed, at least in Queens. I'm not sure whole city, but at least in Queens, there's many cities passed the same resolution, and the budget actually took that back. So if that because of the city resolution, I don't know, but I do think that probably helps. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. That was really helpful. No, go for it. Yeah.
I think just if I could just add what I think I understand, and Chantal and others who were co-sponsoring can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this particular idea may have started with the citywide council. And they had their meeting in August, and they were asking for schools to present their internet enabled policies weeks before school began. And that was pretty much the extent of the resolution. They had their meeting earlier on in August. I believe there might be another CEC who passed that same kind of resolution. I think this goes further. And so it was adapted from that, but it's wasn't quite the same. So just going in with what Lou is talking about, a collection of resolutions. I think this is different than the others that have passed. But
Also, I want to just add a quick, we have our FACE representative, Tamika, which once we submit resolutions, it goes her. So if you would like to just advise or just give a quick rundown of what happens in your perspective when we do submit resolutions. Oh, you gotta go to the computer.
So most of the time when councils give resolutions, like a council member was saying, a group of other councils, CEC councils usually come together and form some of these resolutions. But as a district, you guys can hear me? As a district, you guys came together and decided this resolution. As I think this resolution came about with the whole cell phone policy in the schools now. But once the resolution, you guys have a conversation about it, you have a discussion, it's then voted. After the discussion, nay, yay, around it, you then vote on it. So if it does pass, then it comes to our office, right? It's emailed to the resolutions inbox, which your AA will send that to, and then it's reviewed, and there's a discussion that happens between multiple offices. And then from there, the council will receive a response back in regards to the resolution and the next steps.
Thank you all for answering my questions and humoring me with that, because I think I just wanted to make sure, when I vote that I am doing that with all of my information. I have one more question. I really just wanted to know if this is something that you all have noticed in your communities that is important to the schools, right? So it came from citywide. I get that on the policy level, but as far as is this something that is important to the parents to have? Yeah.
This again, resolution asks the schools to communicate to the parents the policy. It's been all over the news. I think there've been a lot of publicity around this policy, a lot of explanations, but not all the schools reached out to their parents. So some of us got today, my school just did it today. We got it printed, I brought it with me, a printed paper. Each child got in their backpack but some other schools did nothing. Whether they rely on the broader media to reach out to their communities, but we're just giving them a plan. If you are overwhelmed as a principal, for example, right, with all the things that need to be done before school starts, our resolution give you 60 days, and please try, you know what I mean? Just give the parents the information that they should know, because otherwise they will be asking, the schools have to be compliant, right? Without telling parents what this all is about, how are you going to be compliant, right? The parent then will tell the child, don't worry, they will secure your phone for the day. I'll see you dismissal with your phone again, right? That's just as simple as that. So that's why it's my first time on CEC, just like yours. And I want to pass this resolution because I think it's reasonable to protect those communities, you know, give them the information that they need. And also I wanted to see how resolutions go through its process. That's why I say yes.
Wonderful, thank you. So yeah, I think that I will agree with some other members that I do think that this would have been great like earlier. And so I don't know if there can be an edit to the resolution, I don't know if we're in that point, but I think what would be great is to look at how this has been rolled out, and also like, you know, what needs to change for this next year, next semester, just because we're in the throes of it. I too had my students come in with different schools, they're all doing different things, which I think is confusing. But anywho, thank you all. I will vote yes.
All right, and President Quentin Mezzatine?
Yes. Okay, so that's so this resolution is passed. We have 8 yeses and 1 no and 1 absent. All right, congratulations, Chantel, on your first resolution.
Thank you.
All right, and now I would like to make a motion to have the public comment section ahead of our council member reports.
Second.
Say that a little louder.
Second.
All right, thank you. And so right now, we are going to start with our, oh yeah, we start with the in-person. We're going to start with our public comments. And 1 second. Jeez. Oh, thank you. So we start in person because the people that took the time out to actually come here, however they came, public transportation or drive, we want to make sure we honor them because they're here in person. So our first public comment member is Kent Bowman. Right there to that computer, and then unmute. Yes. It's like the computer would see you. Okay. It's like Zoom, and then they can hear you once you unmute. And public comment is for 2 minutes. Sorry. Good evening, unmute.
Good evening, the great 28. My name is Kent Bowman. I'm the former vice president for CEC10 in the Bronx. I'm a former PA president. I'm a former public educator. I've taught from AP to English language learners to students with IEPs. And I've taught inner cities. I've taught in middle America. So I have a wide variety. And I'm also a devoted parent of the high school senior this year. So I want to talk to you guys about something very, very important. But before I get to that issue, I want to talk about parent engagement. We hear engagement. We want parents to be engaged. Engagement. So in this day and time, with technology has changed the game. All right, now we can log in and see all of our children's grades, what's due, or their test scores, what's missing, their attendance. So again, what does in this day and time, what does engagement look like? Because now most parents don't go into the schools unless it's for orientation, or graduation. And maybe there may be some celebration in between. But if your child is not being celebrated, so that's something as parent leaders that we're going to have to come together and redefine what parent engagement looks like. So luckily, I have created a workshop that does just that, called From Participation to Power, right? And at the center of this workshop is called the Learning Style Growth Profile. The Learning Style Growth Profile, it guides parents during the PTA meetings. It's a 2-session, and it's pretty robust 2-session workshop that helps parents to identify their children's dominant learning styles. It's very, very important to understand how your child learns, because I tell parents, the brain is like a learning machine. It is a learning machine. And like a car, you need the right key to unlock the doors and to make it go. This workshop does just that. And beyond that, it guides parents to trace their children's cognitive fingerprint. Again, so then they know exactly how their mind works. And think about it like this. All of you have bottles of water. Which hand did you use to take the lid off? Use your what? Your dominant hand. But your less dominant hand was there too. So they work together. So for example, if your dominant hand and your less dominant hand, they work together. And this is how it works with your learning style. If your child is a kinesthetic learner, then maybe they need to experience first. They need to touch it first. They need to feel it first, and then they can read about it. And that's how you build the literacy rate, right? So again, that's what this does. This workshop again is very, very robust, but it's a game changer. It's overall, so your learning styles, you become a complete learner. Now, something else with this workshop does, it transforms parent organizations from, instead of being a committee of volunteers, to an academic a community of academics that become experts in how their children learn. So it's beyond it. So the workshop is not only is lasting for the child as they go through their school years, to college, career, and also it changes the tone and the vibe of parent associations. But now is the time that you want to do that, because we got to capture that September parent energy, because now you're gonna have the largest turnout for your parent teachers association meetings. You have the largest turnout, and you want to grab them, because they want to be more than volunteers. They want to be engaged. Well, this workshop will help them to be engaged. So I'll put my email in the chat. We can put the brochure in the chat. Thank you guys for your time. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Thank you for our overtime.
Sorry,
The time. I understand. All right. All right. Can we get the updated list of the parents in the chat? All right, thank you. So we're gonna take turns. All right, so our next speaker, 2 minutes, Vanessa Sparks. We're gonna go back and forth. You know, you called it out. Our next one, Natasha Bowman. Oh, that was Venus Ketchum.
Always give the floor to the honorable, my mentor, the OG Vanessa Sparks. So of course she.
Okay, so we are back to Vanessa Sparks.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute several times. Good evening, Vanessa Sparks, here representing Community Board 12. Bring greetings from the Reverend Colleen Thorpe, Chairperson for Community Board 12, and Latoya LeGrand, Education Committee Chair, Community Board 12, the second largest community board in the borough of Queens, representing the communities of Jamaica, South Jamaica, St. Albans, Adams Lake Park, and Hollis. Welcome to school year 25-26. I'd like to say welcome to all new and returning CEC members. Just let you know, I have sat where you guys have sat as being a past CEC28 vice president. So I know the work that gonna have cut out for you this year. I'd like to bring greetings and say hello to Dr. Blake and his team. Community Board 12 continues to looks forward to continuing expanding on the very meaningful relationship that it has with District 28. Our community board and our education committee is one of the strongest education committees of any community board in the borough. And just so everyone knows, the current speaker of the New York City Council was once the education chair for Community Board 12. So we have a long history of involvement. I'm going to ask principals you're at schools that fall within Community Board 12 to begin to reach out and establish your own relationships with the community board. Please do not wait until there's an issue and then you show up and ask the community board for support. I'm going to encourage you to develop your relationships now. Come and let us know what your challenges are so that we can support you and find a resolve for that. So again, welcome to school year 25-26. Community Board 12 is here, as we have always been, to support the work of the great 28. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sparks. Always bringing greetings from Community Board 12. Our next, Venus Ketchum.
Yo. Thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me? Online. I was in this very room in October of 2011 when a fair-skinned woman of color stood up. She had on a crisp white shirt, she had on gray slacks, and she had on running shoes. And her hair was slicked back in a bun. I can see it to this day when the room was facing this way. And she stood up and she had a public comment. She asked a question, but it was a comment, and it was a rhetorical question. And that was my very first CEC meeting after attending a parent symposium in September of 2011, where Sonia Rueda, then district family advocate, mentioned the importance of being involved in your local PTA, SLT, and CEC. So she was there in September, I was here in October. And I'll never forget that woman, because that woman actually transformed my life. The way she stood up and asked a question of the council in a way that it was a statement, but a question. And that following school year, I stood up at a town hall meeting with Dennis Wolcott after a Caribbean grandmother said that her grandson, who had top scores, didn't get into any of the top middle schools in our district. And I was, back in the day, you could stand up and say your piece like a real town hall. And I said, she had a choice between dumb and dumber. The two failing middle schools in our district were her only option based on her zip code. And I've been speaking at these meetings ever since. But tonight I want to honor the OGs, the OG CEC president and vice president. I met Vanessa Sparks right here in this room. Our forever community councilwoman, Shirley Huntley, right here in this room. The then CEC president, Sandra Clark Williams, who saved PS 140 single-handedly, that was preparing for a phase out using a loophole in the resolution. They couldn't close it because of what she knew, right? This district was founded on the back, this CEC and this parent leadership was founded on the backs of Black women. From the very first day I came, Sandra Clark, Dr. Vera Daniels, who I just saw at the Springfield shopping stop, who had a stroke and had to sit down from the council, and Willie Flora had to take her place. We had Nina Doyster, who was on the SLT with me at PS 140. We had Olga Addison, who was the OG. We have Lorraine Gittins Bridges, who is still active in Southeast Queens. So my plight to you is to please do your homework on the district, because the one thing that remains from 2011 to now is the gap. The achievement gap is still there in our district for Black students of color, students with disabilities. In the 14 years I've been coming here, the gap has not closed. Yes, compared to the cities, the numbers have improved, but we need to look at the disaggregated gap data to ensure that every student thrives in this district, not just on the north side, where 303 has 98% and 96% passing, and in the south side, we're still under 50%. Right? That's been my passion consistently for 14 years now. And it hasn't changed over the 14 years. So yes, the district is thriving, but Black children are not. And that's my first priority. Not only Black students of color, students on the South Side. And I will always elevate their voices. Because like she was asking, they don't care about a cell phone policy. They don't even know what that means. Right? They're grateful to get their children into school today. They're not worried about what the policy is and that they didn't get access to it. That's an affluent mindset. You're not looking to see, well, they didn't send me the policy. I'm not insulting you. What I'm saying is it's a different mindset. So I will always be focused on the South Side until their numbers match the ones on the North.
Thank you, Venus. Always. All right. Our next member, parent comment, Jessica Zillo.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the new school year. I hope everybody had a lovely summer. We really enjoyed Summer Rising at Russell Sage, but that school needs some upgrades in their AC. The gym, auditorium, and cafeteria were extremely hot. Thank you to Community Board 6 and the Borough President Hall for sending over a couple of more stand fans, but it was still upwards of 100 degrees. It would have been cooler for them to sit outside than to be in the gym. The Q54 bus stop near the Metro campus has been removed coming from Jamaica towards Brooklyn. It needs to be put back or put somewhere closer to the campus so kids don't have to walk so far away from school to get back to the campus. That campus holds 3 different schools and there's a ton of kids that take the buses. Can't wait to see what it looks like when all the kids really start taking the buses. And while the Omni cards are great, they weren't available on the first day. I believe that they were shut off over the summer within the last couple of days. So I bet a lot of kids got free rides today trying to get to school taking public transportation. So if you're going to issue Omni cards, the DOE knows who's still enrolled in schools, and the Omni cards shouldn't necessarily have to be given out yet again at the beginning of the school year, right? If the DOE has a list of the kids that are already enrolled and are already eligible for the Omni card, there's no reason to deactivate them right before school starts. So waiting to see if we get a new Omni card going forward. Also, they're very flimsy. It would be great if they could be a little bit sturdier. But thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in October.
Can I respond to that?
Thank you. We have a council member that wants to respond.
Hi there, Jessica. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for raising the busing issues. This was something that we were prepared for with all the changes to the routes and everything. I would appreciate if you could email me directly. I'm going to put my email in the chat, and any more detail you can give me on the Q54 issue, I can send that along to the representative at the MTA. And that goes for anyone else. I was going to speak to that in my comments, but we need to know about any busing issues that are resulting from the changes to the Queen system. Thank you so much.
Thank you, council member. Next, we have our PEP representative, Adriana Alicia.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. Good evening again. Happy first day of school. My name is Adriana Elisea. She, her. I represent the Queens CECs on the panel for educational policy. I shared the details that are currently available for the upcoming PEP meeting in the chat. I'm just going to quickly recap that. Our first meeting of the year this school year is in Queens. We are going to be meeting on the 25th of this month, the Wednesday, at Francis Lewis High School. It's a great school, tons of space. Come if you can. It'd be great to see tons of our Queens community folks to fill up the auditorium. The second thing I wanted to talk about is yesterday, I, along with my counterpart Shirley Oban, who is the Queensborough President's appointee to the PEP, and Naveed Hassan, who represents Manhattan CECs on the PEP, attended the ribbon cutting for the Queens Innovation Center. Kat was also there, and the Queensborough President was there, obviously. The Queens Innovation Center is now home to 4 co-located high schools. PS 993Q, which is a D75 site, Gotham Tech High School, which specializes in robotics, Motion Picture Tech High School, which specializes in film and TV careers, and Northwell School of Health Sciences, which specializes in the healthcare and career field. The campus is amazing, and I do want to give some props.
You muted. Adriana. Okay. She has some technical difficulties. We'll give her the rest of her time when she gets back. Next on the list was Catherine Zapata. Oh,
You accidentally skipped over Miss Tanisha.
oh, I did?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We have Tanisha. Sorry. Tanisha Marie.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am Tanisha. I'm a part of the Community Board 12. I am a part of the NAACP, the Education Committee, and the Youth Empowerment Board. I was on the SLT and PS80 and Russell Sage because both of my daughters, went there. And I'm a DOE vendor and I'm MWBE certified. One main thing that I do with the schools is teach financial literacy to the children, the principals, the teachers, and the parents. We have been successful doing this for over 6 years now. I've worked in a few schools, in District 28. I work in District 27, 25. I worked in Brooklyn schools. And District 28 is my district. So I would like to bring financial literacy more to these schools, K through 12. We have a book called The ABCs of Wealth Building. Some of the schools already have the book in their library. And I feel like financial literacy is like a key thing. When I speak to a lot of the parents and I speak to the teachers, of course, we all wish we would have learned about finance in school. And I feel like if we would have learned just the basics of money, credit, wealth, success, we would have more people financially stable today. We don't just do financial literacy, but we also support principals, working with different schools. Principals have, less hands to do a bunch of things. So we support principals, as well, and we support the PTA in fundraising and coming up with fundraising ideas and to help them to engage the parents more. Just like the other gentleman was saying, we're living in a digital world now, and it's really hard to try to get the parents to like come in unless it's orientation or graduation. But we also need to recognize the parents because the parents are the ones taking the time and taking care of the kids. So we really need to help the parents and also engage the parents and recognize the parents for the good jobs that they're doing. So we also help the PTA. So we're here to support. We have a whole team, this whole team of 10 of us that we help the principals and we help the PTAs and we also provide financial literacy. So I'm looking to join and partner up with more schools in District 28 this year. And I'll put my information in the chat and I look forward to working with everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Tanisha Marie. Next, we have our last, Catherine Zapata. I'm not sure if you want to bring more greetings.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I don't. Thank you, Quentin.
Appreciate you. All right, thank you, all parents. We always appreciate your concerns, your intellect, your experience. Yes.
entertain a request by Ms. Sparks to make another comment about the new D28 school?
Let's see.
Thank you so much, Sir President. I just wanted to mention this because it is going to be what we believe a hot topic this school year in the District 28 community. So for those who know or don't know, there is a new school building that will be on the corner of Hillside Avenue and Merrick Boulevard. It is slated to be a high school. Community Board 12 has been inundated with emails from the Queens High School for the Sciences regarding support for them to go into that building. Now, Mr. Quentin, you haven't known me long, but you know me well enough that I'm going to speak truth to power and I'm never scared, right? So with that being said, I actually am in full support of that school going into that building. We have another middle school, high school in D28 that said that they were not interested in going into that building. And for that reason, I'm going to support, I will support the Queens High School of Sciences going into that building. Here's the conundrum. There's also been talk of a District 29 high school going into that building. And if they meet in school planning, SCA, if they have not come to you guys with it, there is talk of it. And I bring this to your attention because you guys are going to be inundated. Again, I support the new school that they would like to put into that building, but it is not a District 28 school. And I do not believe it would be fair for a school that is not in District 28 to occupy that space that is in District 28. So I just wanted to put that on your radar I'm sure that many of the returning members may be familiar with it, but you have new members that may not be familiar, but it is going to be a battle. So I want you guys to gird yourselves for this year because it's coming. Thank you.
And that's why we're here. Thank you, parents and community board leaders, for bringing this to our attention. We appreciate every comment every time. Thank you. Now, yes, I want to invite our UFT representative, Bruce Zihal, to give us a few greetings.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome to a great start for the 2025-2026 school year. I thank all of the educators in the district and the community members for getting us off to such a smooth start. And, the reason good things happen in District 28 is because of the collaboration that we all have and that we look forward to. The UFT always looks to collaborate with the community, with the superintendent's office where we can to make our schools in District 28 the best that they possibly can be for the students that they serve and the educators who work there. And Dr. Blake mentioned a couple of recent collaborations, which were very important, where we had a District 28 New Educator event, where we invited all of the new educators hired, and there were a lot of them. He said 130. But that's because something that we didn't talk about here too tonight, where the class size monies that were secured from last year are going into effect. So many more teachers were hired, and we have many more classrooms now, which is a great thing. But those brand new teachers need support. So the district office was there with the UFT to welcome these teachers to our district. and to explain all the supports that we have for them. And I don't think it was mentioned yet either. There was a grand opening of the new extension on PS 160. That just happened this week. It's beautiful. So if the CEC members didn't see it yet, make sure you see it. The staff there, Dr. Tiffany Hicks, who's principal, chapter leader Megan Carey of the UFT, and all the staff there are amazing. And there's just a wonderful new space there, including there's going to be a new teacher center, UFT teacher center there as well, to provide professional development for the staff. So there are already lots of great things starting to happen for the 2025-2026 school year. UFT looks forward to working with the CEC and the community, which, as Venus said, is so strong in District 28, to make this a fantastic school year. And welcome to all of the new CEC members as well. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Bruce. Great relationship we have with our UFT representative, and Bruce is always here. If not in person, he's here virtually, but he's always been supporting us, and we always appreciate the whole district office that we have the support of our community and our district leaders all over. I can never say that enough. But now we're going to turn it over to our council members. So it is a school night, so I hope our council members will pay attention to the timing of 2 minutes to give a summary of their reports. Let's go down the list. We'll start with Lauren Clavin, our first vice president.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to everyone who made the time to be here. And I hope everyone's first day went as well as it possibly could. My kid was so excited to go back to school, it almost hurt my feelings, but that's okay. I will try quickly to just mention a few things. I haven't had a chance yet to speak to my schools or visit them, but I look forward to going to all my SLT meetings this month. Kat Zapata from the BP's office briefly mentioned a backpack giveaway that's also a basketball clinic. There were a lot of backpack giveaways over the summer, but there's room for one more. I'm going to put that link in the chat as soon as I can remember how to use my computer. So that's one thing that's happening on Saturday, the 6th. And I also wanted to mention, just echoing what was discussed before, we anticipate there might be some difficulty with the new bus routes. We're hoping that goes smoothly, but we want to hear about it. Kat Zapata from the Borough President's office also wants to hear from you all about any issues. We were anticipating issues with the 115, the 113 around the I heard that there were some issues already over the summer when the first wave of changes started happening near the MS-72 campus. So please get in touch with us. We want to know about this so we can pass the information along to the MTA. Because we want our kids to get to school on time and be where they're supposed to be. And then finally, there is an opportunity. The deadline is this evening to apply for EBT money. There's still some money on the table from the summer funds that parents who are eligible for that based on their income. It's the money that supposed to make up for the meals they would have gotten at schools. So please, 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 I'm going to put the link in the chat. Check it out. See if you're eligible and apply because there's money left on the table and the deadline is tonight. So that is all I have to say. I'm so happy to see you all and look forward to a wonderful school year.
Thank you, First Vice President Lauren. Next, we have our second Vice President, Jennifer Sobers.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say happy first day of school. Hope it went as smooth as possible. And looking forward to an amazing new school year. Particularly, my wish and hope and prayer is that the children are safe, and that they continue to just learn and grow, not only academically, but also socially and spiritually. I just had two things. On top of mind, one of the things on top of mind is also the bus routes. I noticed I'm in Jamaica. There's been a lot of different changes with the bus routes. And on buses that are in my area in particular, there were a lot of stops that have been removed. And some of those stops, as Lauren mentioned, are in front of daycares, in front of schools, in front of close to senior centers. And I imagine it's because they want the buses to, go faster. But I think that what they need, what would be important at this point is to hear all of our feedback, all of the parents to look at your routes and to provide that feedback to say, okay, well, this is working or this is not working. And as Lauren said, I've also been in contact with the person. Some people have shared their difficulties and frustrations, and she's actually quite receptive. I actually asked her, I told her I was going to bring this up in the meeting today. And I asked what would be the best way for parents to get this feedback. And she said to go through the MTA app or to go through the MTA contact us is the best way. But please do reach out to Lauren as she put in her information. And it sounds like she will also be getting that information over to this person. I just put that in the chat, the email, but I'm also going to put in the chat some of the trip planner service tool information as well. The other thing that I want to echo what Venus said is that the test scores do look encouraging. But it would be best, I think, if we saw that breakdown of the test scores in our district by schools, particularly, in our regions in the north and south. And I think it's really helpful to have that breakdown in writing. I want to see, that print. And I think so we can all see it in black and white and color. And then I'll look forward also to hearing how we're going to keep these improvements going in all areas. So I'm gonna put the bus stuff in the chat, but I also as CEC members, we get information that come across our desk. And there was a former person on the council, Simone, and she would put helpful information in the chat. So I'd like to continue that. I'm gonna put in a couple of things I thought might be interesting and helpful, and I'll put that in the chat for everybody to peruse at your time. Thank you so much, and looking forward to a wonderful year.
Thank you, Second Vice President Jennifer. Next, I want to call on Recording Secretary Chantel Chambers.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for making the time to be here with us. I'm excited for this new school year. My daughter was very excited to go back to school. We did have a little school bus scare today. We know that, things are kind of rough on the first and the second day of school, but hopefully by Monday, fingers crossed, everything is, yeah, everything will smooth out. So I'm looking forward to working with the schools that I'm the liaison for. I look forward to visiting them and being on their meetings this month. I thank you for this time, and I thank you for the opportunity again to serve.
Thank you, Recording Secretary Chantel. Members, next, our treasurer, Alicia Bauer.
Hello again. I would like to report my some of the things that I did as a CEC member. We have a new law this year that the CEC members help principals of schools to hire or interview rather, interview parent coordinators. And at PS 121, Principal Petrello was kind to reach out and request assistance from CEC with the interview process. So I did so on August 8th and really enjoyed getting to know both of them. The interim parent coordinator that was doing the job for a couple of months was applying for the job. She did excellent. I think she's a good fit for the school. And Principal Petrello was professional and welcoming. I think they will do very well in the school year. And congratulations to the school community for the new parent coordinator. And also in efforts to learn more about how our students did on state tests, I attended the FACE virtual briefing on New York City grades 3 through 8, ELA, and math state test results that FACE conducted for parent leaders on August 25th. It was a very good long meeting, very detailed. I still have more questions. I hope there will be more opportunities to continue to ask those questions and see, where we go with this, because when even, Superintendent Blake was today saying that they see change from, let's say, this percentage to that, I wanted to know what is it? Percentage of what? Being on grade, percentage of being below grade, so I saved his slide, hoping maybe in DLT meetings or somewhere else there will be more clarifications. So there is sometimes that data is not easy to understand, even with follow-up questions that were there. I also, I saw the improvement, but it feels like it's small, honestly. The improvement is not that great. I remember during pandemic and after discussions, I cannot be very factual right now, but I do remember about lowering the standards. And I wonder if that would cause the visual improvement, but is it improvement of the knowledge in actual, students' heads? So anywho, that is my report for my activities in August. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Treasurer Alicia Bauer. Next, Council Member Lou Zhao.
Okay, thank you, everybody, joined the meeting. I think this is the beginning of the year. I'm still listening and getting information. There are a few things, like in the first day, there's some parents reach out. I give them some, like information, like mostly new parents, they don't know how, wholesale, how the bus works and, kind of thing. So we will continue to getting information, especially for the big policy change, like the cell phone change and stuff like that. And also, I think Jennifer reached a very important point on the assessment. So it's better have a more detailed information. You can kind of bridge the relationship with different things, like the absentee student versus their grade. So if you have that mapping, you can see if I said before, like their parents reach out to me and say, oh, they're free, their kids are in the category of absentee because they are constantly get sick, or they may not impact their academic. but there may be, like we want to see how many students actually get impacted, and then they give you a picture, what actually the additional information we need to see who are the absentees what causing the absentee that actually correlated with the academic impact. All those detailed things is probably better than just a ground number. And also I noticed from the graph that the number of students, the percentage of students opt out the state test pretty high now compared to before. I think if I'm not mistaken, like 25%, something like that. So that maybe contribute to the somewhat improvement of the final number because, like intuitively, may not be the case, but intuitively, student probably not gonna, score well in the test are more intent to opt out the test. So those kind of things may, need more detailed analysis, the data. So yeah, I mean, a lot of work ahead of us, that's good. Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Luzao. And next we have Councilmember Dean Tolbert.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dean Tolbert. Thank you to our president for reminding us that it is school night, so I will not be before you long. Proud parent of a second-year-old on the South Side. 3 of the 4 schools to whom I am liaising are also on the South Side. So thank you, Sister Venus, for raising the issue of inequity in the disaggregated data. I am looking forward to seeing what tools and resources the CEC affords me so that I can serve the parents and students on the South Side to see what we can do to continue to make some of those strides that were referred to in the report earlier tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Dean. Next, we have Councilmember Annie. So, thank you.
Hello, I'll start all over. Okay, so I happy to be back, and I'm walking, I'm talking today, but I'm still very jet lagged. I'm listening though. It's a pleasure to be here on the first day with all of you, and also dropping off my middle schooler today. He's 6th grade, started 6th grade, and my third grader is at 303, and her first thing was to hug her best friend. And that's all. They hugged, and I missed it, but there was some pictures and stuff. So that my husband took. So it's very different to have an older kid now, and then a younger one, and now they're in different schools. That is a new experience for me, and I know that a lot of parents. I saw the looks, and I was like looking at their faces, and I was like, these are the faces of middle school parents. These are the faces of elementary school parents. It's just such a clash, but also a growth, a growth in ourselves as parents, and also watching our children grow. And those are such important key things to notice and be present for. And that's what I want to say is that I wasn't present here in the States, but I was watching, I was listening, I continued to be an observer so I could gather information that one day I would be able to use as I would probably focus on looking at all the schools that I chose to be working with, and actually MS-72, being that all these issues are happening around the school and the bus route. I plan to take the bus there and experience it myself and feel it out. And so I think that's what's the most important thing. Every day these children are commuting to school, but are we also wearing those shoes, walking alongside them? We need to do that. And when I was a teacher, I did that. And as a parent, I'm doing that with my children, but also we have to look ahead and see that they're all the children among us in D28. So I would be glad to set up the appointments and everything, and I'll talk to Dorinda about that and start. And that's where I'm gonna head out. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Annie. All right. Next, we have Councilmember Amin absent, and then we have our Queensborough appointee, Kenya Townsend.
I just want to say thank you for being here. I don't have comments right now. I'm sure that I will in the future, but feel free to reach out if there's anything that you feel like I should know or anything that I can assist with. I'm happy to get to know you all and make education equitable across the entire district. So thank you.
All right, thank you. And I'm going to still speed up because it is a school night, but I do want to give mention to the events that are happening this month. It is Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Community, I want to wish the community a happy Eid. And it is Blood Cancer Awareness Month. It is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, National Recovery Month, Pain Awareness Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, that's celebrated from September 15th to October 15th, honoring the histories, cultures, and contributions of Hispanic and Latinx communities. International Literacy Month, promoting the importance of literacy worldwide. Self-Care September. Happy Rosh Hashanah to our Jewish community. And happy Maulid al-Nabi to our Islamic celebration of Prophet Muhammad's birth. And happy Ganesh Chaturthi. All right. I want to just, we're very diverse. I want to make sure I acknowledge every celebration that we have that I could present here. Next, today was the first day of school. I have three kids. Yes, three kids, one in high school. He had a great time. He went to school by himself because he's grown. And then he's a senior, so he's graduating. So that's great. And then I have my fourth and fifth grader. They are in D75, which my heart goes to D75. I am the D75 representative. So I got a phone call on Labor Day from the bus company telling me that, hey, we just want to let you know that we're going to be picking up your son, Quinn, and taking him to school. And I said, you know what? I appreciate the call on the holiday because the busing is an issue in the whole city. So cool. This morning I get a call at 6 o'clock. Hey, we're running late, understanding the route. We will be there 6:45 to 7. I said, you know what? Appreciate you. I'm going to save your number. I'm going to take my son to school on the first day of school. So I just let my kids chill, eat breakfast. And then my second son, fifth grader, I'm like, I ain't getting no phone call. I ain't getting no email. It's okay. I'm just going to wait it out. But no bus came. No worries. I'm going to take both of my sons to school. Took them to school, did a little video. I'm going to post a reel. However, dropped them off at school when this has happened in the past, which is very common on the first day of school for buses not to show up, no communication. They usually show up to the school and then bring my sons back. So at 3 o'clock, I get a phone call from the unit coordinator at my fifth grader school saying, we're still on hold with the bus company. They told us we'll have a bus, but they've given us no communication. Can you pick up your son? And I said, man, I work in the city. My wife's at work. This is very inconvenient. Wasn't planning on this. It was Uber was looking like $45 because of the peak time that they were calling. And it was just a high inconvenience. Luckily, my wife was able to leave her job and pick him up and then drop him home and then go back to work. And it was very unfortunate because who holds the busing companies accountable? So that's now it's not a new fight. It's a fight that I will continue because it's something that we need to address. It is not the school's fault. The school's hands are tied. It's not the district's fault. This is something that we need to take to our elected officials because this is a higher power that needs to hold them accountable. Because till now, we have no communication. So I'm probably taking my son to school and picking him up. But what about the parents who do not have a vehicle? D75, our kids usually go to different districts because of resources and space. And how inconvenient could that have been to go to my son's school? Is like 2 buses, like totally inconvenient. So we rely on the bus. We appreciate the bus, and it's inconvenient, but we appreciate it when it works. So it's something that I will be following up on and addressing. And I just wanted to bring that up. So I had the high. My son had a great day at school. Both of them did, but it was just like that was very inconvenient. And other than that, I want to just make sure we have covered everything. And yeah, so other than that, I want to just thank everybody for coming. And I want to make sure the Spanish interpreters first. Spanish interpreters, do you have any comments or any feedback from your room?
There are no comments or questions on the Spanish line.
Okay. And I want to let the community know our next meeting, it is not the first Thursday of the month. It is the second Thursday, October 9th, due to the holiday. And so we voted on it our last meeting and we moved that. So October 9th is our next meeting. Do not show up on the first Thursday. Other than that, thank you for coming. It is 8:41. Meeting adjourned. 59, September 4th. The time is now 8:59. No, the time is now 9 o'clock. We are calling the business meeting to order. Please turn back on the recording. Awesome. And we're now going to do roll call. So will our recording secretary please do roll call?
Okay, so we have a first Vice President Lauren Clavin.
Present.
Second Vice President Jennifer Sobers.
Present.
Recording Secretary Chantal Chambers, present. Treasurer Alicia Bauer.
Present.
Lou Zhao.
Present.
Dean Tolbert.
Present.
Annie Koch.
Present.
Amin El Romim. He is absent. And Queensborough appointee Kenya Townsend.
Yes, present.
And President Quentin Mezitin.
Present. Thank you. All right. It is still school night, so we are going to go through this efficiently, but quickly. First, I'd like to call on our first Vice President, Lauren Clavin, to discuss the absentee forms.
So we just have one pending absentee form from Annie Koch, who was obviously out of the country, and she was present remotely. I motion to approve that absence from August's meeting.
Second.
Okay, then we're done. Thank you.
Dean and
Yes.
so
Okay.
we're gonna kind of sum up what we discussed.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we were not going to approve. We're making a motion not to approve Geoff's absence last month because the reason was he wanted to go. It conflicted with an event that he was going to with his son. That is something that might happen to all of us, but we took this position and we just wanted to just make the president that it's like we all have lives, we all have families, we all have things to do, and we're committing ourselves to be here for our community. And things happen, things come up, but then that was just not enough reason and timing of just, hey, I got to do this thing. I'm sorry, I just can't come. For us to kind of just approve that absence. And so for that reason, we did not approve that absence. So making a motion to not approve the Geoff's absence for August.
Second.
Is there anyone who opposes that? Okay. Second. All right. Now I'd like to call on our recording secretary, Chantel, to just give us the minutes.
These are minutes from our last meeting on August 7th. These minutes have been sent to the council members, and it will be posted on our website. Anyone move to approve these minutes or accept these minutes?
You're making a motion to
Making a motion to, sorry, excuse me.
okay, I second it. Okay. Now, we need to vote on vacating Councilmember Elena's seat. We reached out to her several times, as mentioned, and I sent over the resolution that was also mailed to her, advising her that we would do this. And she still had time to respond, to maybe have any reason that we should keep her on the council and not vote. And she still has not contacted us in any way. And with the support of FACE, since she did not do her oath and she had consecutive absences, I'm voting to vacate her seat. So I'd like to put a motion to vacate Councilmember Elena's seat from our council.
Seconded.
So this is a resolution, so we have to all vote on it. So I'll go down the list. So we had myself, yes. First Vice President, Lauren Clavin.
Yes.
Yes.
Second Vice President, Jennifer Sobers.
Yes.
Recording Secretary, Chantel Chambers. Treasurer, Alicia
Yes.
Bauer. Member Lou Zhao.
Yeah.
Member Dean Tolbert.
Yes.
Member Annie Koch.
Yes.
Member Amin, absent. And Queensborough appointee, Member Kenya Townsend. All right, thank you. This resolution is passed. We will send it up. And next, Chancellor's Town Hall. What dates? Christian, Dorinda. Who do we have? Okay, you know what? Bring up Tamika. But February 23rd. That was a date. So right now, the chancellor has given us a date, February 23rd. Look on your calendars. to do a town hall for our district. The 23rd is a Monday. It is the Monday after winter recess. And I'm pretty much just bringing that up. That is the date that was given to us for us to have our town hall with the chancellor in our district. Does anyone have any reason to not like this date, or do we all kind of want to consider and confirm this date with the chancellor? Just raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know about, oh, I just wanted to know about the event in particular. Like, is this something that happens annually? And what is the purpose? Is this also for parent engagement? And I'm asking because it does fall after the holiday, so I just wanted to know.
Yes, so both things. So it is annually.
Mhm.
It is a big event. It's broadcast everywhere, and it is parent engagement. We do take parent questions in person, let parents submit. We all do show up, and we do put our own questions together that we send to the chancellor and her team in advance that we want answered. And it is like a normal town hall event. But yes.
And is it normally the same time frame? Like, I guess, or is it different times of the year? I guess I'm just trying to gauge.
They give dates because she's on a tour, or he or she, whoever the chancellor is on a tour, and they go around different districts doing their town hall. So this is the date that we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once per academic year cycle.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, just for us. It'll
Oh
be
yeah,
one time.
yeah, got
Our
it.
term.
Okay, perfect.
I have a question. So this states it will go into night.
Let's ask our Tamika.
Can they come in over that?
Unmute
So
Zoom.
we probably gonna see different.
Okay, so it's like the wonderful AA here. She's so experienced and has a wealth of knowledge. And so it's once every 2 years, right? And it's just an opportunity for the council to bring their concerns regarding your district, anything that's going on in your district. We'll have the opportunity. I'll work with the council as with the presidents as well as with the AA to, formulate questions, get questions from the public, your constituents, your stakeholders in your community, and we'll bring that information. We'll compile those questions and have that for the chancellor. So we don't know who will be the next chancellor. I'm hoping that we still have the chancellor, our acting chancellor right now, but we're not sure. But that date will still be set. Once you confirm it, whoever becomes the chancellor, they will then meet with you at that town hall. We're gonna do all the back work, myself and Dorinda is gonna do the back work with translation and all of that information. As a council, only thing we're asking you to do is select the school. Make sure it's accessible for all families. It's an open space that can take in a large number of families that's willing to come out, and then they're able to ask questions. You have time with the chancellor, an hour, if I'm correct, to meet with the chancellor and ask those questions that been burning that you wanted to ask our newly appointed chancellor or our returning chancellor. Did I answer? Okay.
If we, for some reason, didn't like the date, I mean, is it more like, hey, this is the date? Or, I mean, what, we're here discussing as if we have a choice. Do we have a choice?
So
I'm not on screen, right? So somewhat, right? We're asking you to keep the date because the dates are so scarce, right? We have some councils that are requesting as well to change the date. And we want to be able to keep that date. We don't want to push that time back because it's important and mandated that you guys have a meeting and have a town hall with the chancellor. We're asking you to keep the date, you know, for whatever reason that you can't do it, you know, it has to be like a real feasible reason that you can't meet or schedule this time with the chancellor, but we're asking to keep that date because dates are really scarce. And if you might change the date, you might get it at you might get January versus you get February, or it could be later in the year. We're not sure, right? Because people are right now confirming the dates, but it's optional. Like if it doesn't work for the council, that's the conversation that I will bring back to my bring back to Vivi and the team to have a discussion about, but then we'll follow up with you possibly an alternate date.
Another question about are you all working on the back end to invite parents to this? Like who's responsible for the engagement? And I ask that in relation, I get what you were saying as far as like you could, it's like a pressure would let you get, you know, a worse date or whatever. But I guess my concern in just event planning for is that one, it's winter, two, it's a break. And so if it's going out via the schools, then now it seems like there will be no time for it to be populated because that, you know, a lot of reminders that will go out are now going to be you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, so say tonight, you guys say, we're gonna confirm this date for February. Once we confirm the date, the process already starts. The next step will be locating a school, that's feasible for all families, that's big space, that's wheelchair accessible, all these things that we need to find out. Once you find the location, myself and Dorinda, the team will start the work in doing interpretation information, finding out the languages within your district. We'll start the interpretation process. We'll then, and myself will create the flyer with the location, and the flyers will start to go out early. So if you decide today that you would keep the date, the flyers probably start going out early December, January, and it just be a reminder. We'll start reminding the schools. The FLC will be also working with us, also the superintendent, making sure that principals are aware, and all these flyers and conversations and communications are going out to families. Because the process literally starts as soon as you confirm. I start creating a flyer. The flyer goes out to the council, and then we'll start doing all the back end work. The council really doesn't have to do anything but locate a school, and then the process of communication goes out to your school community.
Does the school have to agree to that? What if we suggest the school and they would like, no, when I.
Most of the time, schools, you know what, if you're picking a school, and most of the time, when you pick a school, schools are willing to hold the honor, really, to hold this event, right? One, they're showcasing the event. The principals get to speak about their school, students get to perform, parents get to come out. So, you know, it's always a showcase, and it's a lot like Dorinda said. They're honored to have the chancellor at their school. New or old chancellor, they're honored to have them at their location.
Is there weather date just because of the time? Like if they're just randomly happens to be like a snowstorm.
February.
You know,
it could be, you know, there's usually an alternate date if it's like a snow date. That's a conversation that we'll have at the back end. But definitely it's always like an alternate date if that date doesn't work. Right. So
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say I think it's a really bad day. I totally against it. I don't even think it's possible, because every time we prepare before the meeting, you know, what question to ask and stuff like that, you don't have time. You know, like there's a break. You can't like people to work during the break, so while you have, vacation or whatever. And also the school, right? So whatever
Yeah.
school, yeah, so. I just don't think it's possible work. And of course, this is probably the time the new chancellor just arrived. Maybe a little bit later be better, yeah, that's my opinion. But just that exactly date, it just won't work. I don't think it works.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this may be a bit of a moot question, but how are we qualifying accessible to everybody? Just because that phrase is sometimes codified to mean not schools on the south side.
Well, it has to be like wheelchair accessible.
Sure. So it's not a transportation consideration.
It's not a transportation. It's
Okay.
nothing to do with transportation. It just has to be accessible. We have parents and children that are within the school community that we need to make sure that they have access to get into the space.
Yeah.
To also be able to participate in this event as well.
That makes total sense. I just thought it was a transportation
Oh, no.
consideration.
In the past, we usually choose a location in the middle of the district.
Okay. That's helpful.
And accessible to subway and things like that.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Just about the ability piece, and it might be random, but are all the schools in the district not accessible? I'm, okay, got it. I wasn't sure. I thought that had to be.
I'll see that one thing.
I meant like ramps. That's what I was elevated, like, that's what I was. Okay, thank you.
And the time for the
Yeah.
school will be after hours and evening.
Yes.
Yes, evening.
It's 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
I'd agree with Lou. I mean, again, that's my question. If we have no choice, then what are we gonna say? But if we possibly have a choice, not only is it a problem with it being after, I think, for a break, but just Monday it's after the break on a Monday. It's not even like Tuesday where you have like that extra Monday to kind of get a little something in. I think it will adversely affect the turnout. And if this is one every 2 years, I don't know. I say, I don't think.
May I have permission to speak? Okay, I have already confirmed not confirmed, but I asked the superintendent if he's available that day because he needs to be on the panel. He is, but he did wanted me to relay to the members that it is the first Monday back from the break. So he is, but wanted me to tell you guys that as well, and along with Face.
Oh. Okay.
So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna vote if we want this date. So based on everybody's feedback, we can actually just have this vote and let's see where this vote lands. So I will start from our first vice president. We are voting on are we accepting February 23rd as the town meeting date?
No.
Council member, Second Vice President Jennifer Sobers.
No.
Recording Secretary Chantel Chambers.
No.
Treasurer Alicia Bauer.
No.
Councilmember Luzal. Councilmember Dean Hilbert.
Nope.
Councilmember Annie Koch.
Nope.
Councilmember Amin absent. And Councilmember Queensborough appointee Kenya Townsend.
No.
And myself, no. All right, so that motion just passed. So we will just be waiting for a new date or a few alternative dates that could be presented to us that we might have an option to choose from. Please. Yeah.
And then we'll have discussion about that. If there's anything, we'll get on we can figure out what can be an alternative. Based on what you guys are saying, it's right after the break and it's a coming back. It's good. Yeah, and February is, it's always like the social, it's like it's 3 months. But yeah, definitely we'll bring it back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I don't think that date is good for anybody.
I don't think that date is good for any parent in the city. So just, I know if they're looking at folks as, I don't know what the process is, and that's sort of my question. Is this just like a random, District 28 gets this day? Like, how does that happen? Are you all able to share how the dates are tallied, especially because we aren't to the point we're in an election year. So it's kind of weird that this is actually happening when they're planning for someone that they don't even know maybe who's gonna be. So it's just like strange, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I don't understand.
That's what happens in the course.
Mhm.
Still, you have cancer.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't want to take up too much. I don't want to take up too much time with it, but definitely we have councils that are holding their town hall in October. So they just got it in their scheduling it for October. And they're probably just working within the parameters of the time frame that they have because they couldn't have any other alternate dates. But what I'll do, like I stated before, is I will bring this information back because the council is not in agreement with the time frame. And then we'll have a further discussion about this probably by Monday or Tuesday. We'll have a conversation about like what are the next steps in selecting another date for the council.
Just quickly, one more question. So if we have an alternative, like if this date is not good, we have another date. Can we restrict it certain way, or it still, like we have no say in it?
So each council has a certain number of has their own date months that they're doing these town halls, right? So if a council decides to say, you guys don't want to do it in February, and another council is saying that one is too late in the year, we might be able to switch off the dates with another council, right? Not sure exactly how many available dates are left. These are all based on like the availability of the chancellor. So we're not sure exactly, and we want to ensure that the council is able to meet with the chancellor and be able to have these conversations with the chancellor regarding their district. But again, I will definitely reach back out to Quentin and Lauren around what can be the next steps, if there's even a possibility to change the date, or if we have to stick with this date. I will definitely get back to you guys just to ensure that we can get this process started so that we do have time to really communicate with the families and prepare for this event.
Thanks, Eva.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have our treasurer, Alicia.
Yes, guys, I would like to train you on our financial forms. And I will show you example today, and tomorrow morning I will send you forms. I know I've sent you email before with the forms to show you how to, not to show you, just blank forms, and I ask you please fill out. I assume that request may not be as easy to fulfill when you don't know how to fill out the form. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna go here, just a minute, sorry. And my computer is in the night mode, so I'm sorry for it being so dark. And please ask any questions. So this is a member reimbursement request form. We all get $125 a month to spend on daycare for the meetings, or if you travel to schools or CEC related events, you can also get reimbursed for mileage, parking, food, car services, and other other things that they're examples of testimonial dinners, subscriptions, conference fees. So let's start from the very top. You will fill out the stop form. If you want to take a screenshot, you're welcome to. So you say it is CEC20, console is CEC28, month August, that's our previous month. September is not, finished yet, of course, year 2025. This is my name and my position as CEC28 treasurer, could be member, president, and so on. You put your physical home address. There is apartment as a separate line. Please don't forget that, because the check will be mailed to your home. If you forgot to indicate your apartment, it will rather arrive, in your lobby, or God forbid, not make it at all. Depend what your mailman does with those kind of mail. And of course, your telephone number and your email address. Activity description. It is probably be the most common reimbursement is the child care or babysitting services for the time of the meeting. Someone is right now with your children, right? So you will say that activity description is CEC28 calendar and business meeting. You will have to put meetings date. We met on August 7th. Sign-in sheet included. You will say yes. And you will request $125 to be reimbursed for that month. Childcare log is included, yes. So now these are extra lines that can be, after you fill out this one part, the extra lines are giving probably it's a standard form. Probably if you want to fill out it for a few months, but it's still not going to work because you have to put the month here on top. So this form only works for 1 month. So go ahead and delete this extra lines right here, all the way down. Once you delete all the extra lines, you will say that the total amount that you requested is $125. You will, I tried to scribble my signature. However, you can type your signature and you can pick a font that looks like your signature and just save that, keep that as your signature. And the date is the date that when you filled out the form, it does not have to be the meeting date. And the rest I will fill out here, below this blue line. Quentin will have to approve it. The amount he will approve is $125. He is a president, and there will be a date as well. If you guys do not claim all $125, you will have to attach receipts. We will look at another form in a minute and claim less than 125. Of course, you cannot do more. Any questions about this form? You guys okay? I will send you this tomorrow, okay? This is just an example. And I will send you a blank one. It will be really lovely if you can fill out the form after a month is finished. So we finished July and August. If you haven't filled out your reimbursement requests, please do it. As I will stop sharing to pull up a different form. Please do it soon, because what also happens, I track all of our expenses and what we didn't use. Let's say none of us pretty much probably gonna claim expenses for July, maybe. I will have to take that money and put it towards other things. And I would like to know how much we have, because it's going to legislative breakfast. So if you guys choose not to fill out reimbursement forms monthly and wait till the very end, I would have no idea whether that's a money available for us to use or somebody will gonna claim it at the very end. However, very end is April, May. So very end it cannot be May and June. So you have a little time, but please just try to get in ahead. Once you fill out one form, just change a month and send it, at the end of the next month. So let me open the expense log and I will share my screen again. Oh, here we go. So right here, this is, both forms have to be filled out. It is expense log, and you will say for council, it is CEC28. You'll put your name on it and the month, a year. Next column is child next title or child care providers information. That cannot be your name. I managed to put my name here. So it cannot be your name. It can be your spouse. It can be your sitter. It can be your mom, sister, whoever is watching your children, for example.
It can.
Can, yes, it can be whoever's home right now. If it is not babysitting services, then you will say Uber, right? You wanted to claim some other expenses, not babysitting, but other things that you did this month. So address and phone number and email is self-explanatory. Then you still put the date of our meeting. So because it's babysitting services. So the date was our meeting last month. Because it is $125 and this requires you to put hours and rates, you have no other choice to say that it is 5 hours and $25 per hour. That's how 125 is divided easily. You can say, I don't know, because usually that's also the length of the meeting. I'm not sure if you can say 1 hour and $125, probably just unrealistic. So 5 hours, $25 an hour. Then you will say for the reason for childcare, it is CEC25 August calendar and business meeting, and your total care is $125. So as you can tell, there are other places, month, name of salary internet provider, type of services, and reimbursement request cost. That's another example. So here below for the total, you will say 125, and you will put your signature down here. After both forms are filled out, and another thing, you know, you have only $125. If you want to go through the trouble of really telling up all of your receipts, you can. However, just child services, just get your $125 and cover, you know, whatever expenses you had. You don't absolutely need to be very particular about your claim, if that makes sense. So that's just suggestion, huh?
So the the check that they write, it's not written to like the child care provider, it's written to the council member.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
It goes to the council member. Because you already paid them, you know, you paid your babysitter and this is reimbursement for your expenses.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions about this form? Seem to be simple, right? And that is all I have as far as forms goes. And again, I will just email you the examples and the blank forms, and will be greatly appreciated if you can fill them out monthly. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Also,
you.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
last
ahead.
item. In this guide, I'm not sure if everybody has it. I know I got it. Everybody probably has it. Does everybody have this? So on page 37, if you're really curious, maybe, you know, you forgot what 37. So it says member reimbursement, and it tells you kind of what I just told you. And if you flip to 38, there is continuation of this proof of amount spent for babysitting services. I don't think you need a receipt. But for others, Uber, food, you will have to attach a receipt. And also our meeting attendance sheet as well, that shows that you attended the meeting if it is the babysitting services. And of course, you see the required documentation here, and that's just it. You guys can take a look, and they do have a form, but the attachments has the form, but you have to fill it out electronically. You cannot just skim the paper, but it gives you a visual if you
All right,
wish.
and just want to make sure that we mention that there's no food. Food is not allowed.
What is that? I thought it was on the form, but if it's not allowed, that's
Yeah, no food.
no food.
But just like you
No
kind of
food.
said earlier, we all might have expenses doing different things, visiting school, Uber, bus, MetroCard. However, we can only get up to $125 for the month. And like you said, just wanted to reiterate a little bit that how you just presented is the simplest way that we can just duplicate each month just to get what's allowed to us and then submitted, and we will just get that. And how we use that is how we use it. But just like you mentioned, just putting the multiple of what it will come up to with the hours with childcare, everything you did will get it approved, and you will get your funds, your check, your stipend, and you would do what you need to do or allocate it how you need to allocate it. It becomes simpler the way you put it. So thank you for showing us like that, because that's the simplest way without attaching receipts and doing decimals and doing all these things. Just make it simple, get what they're giving you, and then, you know, and if anyone does not want to get any reimbursements, council members always opt out and let Alicia, myself, and Dorinda know, and that you will not be taking any of these funds, and we will then work on allocating it to most likely the legislative breakfast coming up. So we could just, make that even grander. So
And you don't
that's
getting reimbursed, you don't
Unmute.
fill out the form, just an email saying
unmute.
expenses this month.
If you not getting reimbursed, choose not to use your money, just send an email and you don't need to fill out any forms.
Yes. Thank you for all that hard work. A couple things I want to mention. Dorinda sent an email, which had an attachment called the IPR. So the IPR has been done for years through all the councils, and it's pretty much an accountability sheet that we just fill out to just kind of state what we did for the month. So if you visited a school, if you attended a certain meeting, some interview with a parent coordinator, different things that you could have done in your month, and you submit that every month. So it's in our email, Dorinda sent it, but it's one of the things that, FACE just wants to remind us that that's required of us to do every month. And it's a really simple form, and it's just part of us holding this seat, that this is how we just kind of state, hey, this is what we're doing. And even if you did nothing that month, you're still supposed to turn that IPR in with your name, date of the meeting, everything you did and didn't do. That's okay. Just turn it in. And like, this is a meeting. So you're here. This will just be on your IPR report. And as you start visiting schools and doing other things, then you'll just add that to your month. So it's something that they're really looking into, and they're really holding us accountable to just do that every month. If you need any support on that, you could let me know, let Dorinda know, but it's just go in the email and just type that in, IPR, and you'll see it pulled up, and it's pretty much easy to fill out. And
Can I
stuff.
share my screen real quick just to?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's coming. No. So that is that form. And let's see what else. Okay. And then we now have a vacant seat because of Geoffrey's since he resigned, we do have a vacant seat. So right now, with the resolution passed and we have Elena's seat being vacated tonight, we now have two vacant seats. So I just want to say that here on record. We do have two vacant seats in our district, and we will be announcing that to the district and setting our deadline that we agreed on to now take applications for both seats to then interview and vote on at our October 9th meeting. And let me see. And other than that, I did want to bring up, we were talking about the town hall. Last term, we had the town hall at MS 217, which is now Principal Tushman, and they were accessible. It's in put that link in there. I was looking at it. It's in Briarwood, but it did have a good capacity for our district. And this meeting is hybrid. So whatever date does come up, that is another reminder that it is hybrid. So they will have the technology to be airing this online for the viewers that want to stay home, and we will have accessibility for those in person. So just keep that in mind with the location and the dates that we now agree on in the future, that this is one school. It's not the only school, but this is one school that we've had it and had great success there. And everything was accessible, and they put on a great show for us. The students performed. It was really welcoming our district and our community. So it's just one option when we do choose a date that we have on the table. But of course, we're open to other options as well. But this one already meets all the accessibility standards for everyone in our district. It's not too far close. But yes, Jennifer.
I kind of think it might be nice to, let a lot of schools, as many schools as possible, get the opportunity to host. Even if, like, say we liked certain schools in the past. I don't know. I don't have anything against any of the schools, but just, it might be just like Tamika was saying, it's like an honor for the schools to be able to put on the, to host it. So we might wanna, consider a lot of different schools that have not already done it.
I totally agree. I got you. Yes.
I wanted to know if there is a process for selecting the school beyond just the council. So to her point, if there are schools, you let them know what they have to do, the principal will sit down, the kids have to perform or whatever. Is there something that they could submit to saying they want to be a host? Like there's accessibility questions. Is there something that, like, could we do that? Is I guess my question.
So we can always go the extra mile if we want to do that. So pretty much the school being accessible is just about being accessible. So just being that they have the space and the means to make sure everyone can go. And accessible is more about the accessibility for like people in wheelchairs, and we have space and acknowledging all of the disabilities. Mostly it is hybrid, so people like can still stay home. But that's what it's there. So some schools, like we mentioned, do not have accessibility, do not have ramps, and so we wouldn't even consider those schools. So it's like if you know other schools in our district, then we can just always just pitch up, hey, we're looking at doing this. This is the date, and then if the school agrees, then we come as a council. We might have three schools that different council members bring up, and then we can talk about it as a council, and we can vote on it and say, hey, this is the school we're going with, and then we make that decision. So
I understand that. I guess what I'm proposing, just to piggyback off of what we're saying, just other schools, because I know when decision making comes with groups. We just go to what's in our vicinity and just, I think if there are schools and there is a criteria for what they need to have. And if there's some way to push out to the 28 schools in the district, or maybe the ones that we know off the bat are meet this criteria, they can themselves elect it and say, hey, I have auditorium, it holds this many people. Hey, I have a ramp, right? I'm happy to create a forum. I just think it would be an equitable place to sort of just be able, and I don't know, like I'm just supposing, so that way we just have I don't know if the CEC has a running list, or is it just off of people's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking that might be a better way, but again, I don't know how
No,
it's
it's okay.
done.
I'm gonna get Dorinda.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Majority of the council members probably already know the schools, because you're gonna visit the schools and you're gonna see the actual school, and you'll see if this is something you can do. Also, there's walkthrough. Tamika just wanted to just have me bring that up. There's walkthrough. You can go on your schools. You have to also remember to assign geoff schools to Kenya. So you can look at your schools there on the website. It actually tells you if it's fully accessible or not. And you guys have already you know your schools, you're gonna visit it soon. So you can come back to the table and discuss among yourself, well, I really don't think that school fits, or, I kind of like my school. You come up with a list once it's fully accessible. And like Quentin said, you just decide and vote on it.
I have a question.
And you could do walkthrough.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering, what space do we normally go for? Like in the past, has it been in the auditorium? Do they do it in the gym, or
Auditorium.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. You want to say something to me? Go ahead. Yes.
So usually, we do like there is a walkthrough, right? And then we have our checklist that we do both face, right? And other DOE offices that's a part of the chancellor's office. We make sure that we follow the list that to do the checkbox, right? Right. You might pick a school, we'll do a walkthrough. We'll see if all the things that's on the list is fits the criteria of what you need for the town. If it doesn't, we'll come back to you again, but select another school. Right? It might be that it might just be the first school that you select that fits all the criteria that to hold the town for. So it's good to know multiple schools, because you guys are going to do the visits like Dorinda was saying, and see the school, but those certain criteria. So sometimes we have it in the gym, right? And they have the rentals for the seat, the chairs, and all of that happens too as well, right? But sometimes it's in the gym, sometimes it's in the auditorium. It all depends, right? But there is a checklist that we use to do the walkthrough. So we'll be Quentin coming next month. Laura might be coming. Dorinda will come for the walkthrough of that school, that facility that will be on the
Then,
Dean, does anybody on the board object to Kenny and I creating a Google form? If we had that checklist, because I think that there are schools that might be on our radar. And for schools that we know fit the criteria, there may be a school that doesn't get as many visits that could do it if given the opportunity. But if we're only thinking about the schools that we know already, we might miss some of those schools. So making it kind of a democratized process, we can send the Google form out to the schools within the district, and they have the opportunity to say, yes, I do have an auditorium that can hold this many people. Yes, I do have an AV system that can project. Yes, we do have IT on site that can make sure that we are broadcasting it for our hybrid meeting. That way we give them the opportunity to put themselves on the radar where they might not already exist. We acknowledge that there is some difficulty in creating work, but if we have two people that are willing to spearhead that work, is that something that the council would be open to?
May I?
Yes.
Quentin? Then it'll have to be narrowed down to the fully accessible schools.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's one of the criteria.
Yeah.
So are you an accessible school? Yes. If not,
You would have already known that it's an accessible school, because you would go on and you would look at the schools and because I did it for a couple events already. And we have a list, and that's how we hold our events as well.
Okay.
I go through, so, not all the schools, and it's on, if you go through the website, it says it, fully accessible, half accessible, not accessible.
Yeah, and I think we're
Yeah.
fine with creating that form and
So-
just disseminating it to schools who
Right.
who
I don't
meet
think that would be
primary.
like a wise question to put to ask the school. They would say, you should know if we're accessible or not. It's on our website, you know what I mean?
Understood. Thank you.
I wanted to
Yeah.
just offer that, just the foundation of it too, is just like, I'm always thinking about like legacy and like succession planning. So when none of us are in the room, there's at least this school, this list that this CEC could leave, that could be updated to say, hey, let's look at this. So I think it's a great idea to be able to do that. So.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And Dorinda already has the list because she already uses that list to look at schools, and it's on the website, so
I'll
we
try
can
to find it. I don't know.
yeah, you
It was
could
like 3 years ago, like
we
with
can find
VJ.
that list, and it's on. We know the schools in our district, and it's updated where we can actually just make that list easier. So that's a great idea. Thank you, Dean. And Kenya. So yeah, we could put that together and then actually just see what's there and then give them the opportunity and see if something else pops up. Okay, thank you. Look at that. That's what's up, man. Coming up with new ideas, creative thinking. All right, so now I'm gonna share my screen. Just this is for you, Kenya. Our vacant seat was Geoff's, and right now we have it as vacant. And those were his liaison schools.
Okay.
196, 284, 144, and 80. So,
I have a question.
yes.
Just about the schools in general and how this list gets generated. I see that it's here. When did this list get generated? How do you all, like, is there like a lotto? Do we switch it up every 3 months? Like,
No.
how does this work?
So we made these decisions before you got here.
Right.
And it was just a couple meetings ago. And then we just we decided on the schools we were liaison, and then we just kind of just went through them and then just chose our schools. So it's just like you coming in now, we've already made our choices, and some schools were put on us because we didn't have all the members. But being that you're coming in, these schools, which were Geoff's, are just now vacant. They do not have a member. So it's like, since we already have our schools, I was just going to propose that we just put your name here and those will be your schools now in place of Geoff. So,
That is a nice proposal. I think that, I guess I'm just asking in general for what is the process and procedure for selecting schools?
make
Is
sure
it-
that you're,
and I guess
yeah, go
I
ahead.
wanna, the reason I'm asking, and you will learn this about me,
Yes.
I just always just wanna be like, understanding, from the 50th view, how something happens. Are we picking names out of a hat? Is it, hey, Quentin lives close to this school, or hey, Kenya lives in South East Queens, so this, you know what I mean? Like, what is the
Fair enough.
reasoning and why do we do it that way? And I guess, I don't know, and let's just also disclose, I'm not a parent, which I'm proud of as far as like, being able to contribute to the community education council. But I guess I just want to, I guess I just don't want schools to be dropped on me, but I'm also okay with it, right? Like I'm neutral. I just want to know what the process is. I feel like what typically happens in like big groups is just, people just agree like, oh, fine, so let's just keep it. And I just want to make sure there is a session around how we're doing things.
No problem. So one, you're not a parent, but it's like one rule that you do not liaison the school that your child goes to. So none of our council members are liaison in the school that their child
And
goes
do a
to.
lot of do a lot of members in here have students in the district?
Yeah.
Because you have
It's all right. It's all right. Also, we try to mix it up so all your schools won't be in the South. We try to mix it up in the North and the South so we can all have the same opportunities to get out of our comfort zones, get out of our district. So it's just these are a mixture. So these schools are not all one place. So you will have different corners of the district, and that's what we all have. So collectively, all of our schools are North and South, and we're not liaisoning our own child's school.
Okay.
May-
Yeah.
Yep.
You go first and then I'll say what I want to say.
No.
Well, I was just going to point out that we're going to have 2 additional members and there's going to be another shakeup after that. So I think that putting your name here
is more or less a placeholder for this particular moment in time. And we're gonna have another reassignment once those two additional
And the
folks.
reassignment, and so that's really good to know. I don't know anything about this, so I'm just.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Right, so
I love it.
I'm just wanting to know, how long do you keep the schools, right? So like, you know, switch it up. You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like?
Preferably,
Like full
Yeah.
board, everyone's here, you've been here, do you keep your schools, like, you said you've been here the longest, like, have you had your schools the whole, you know what I mean, like, what is that?
Normally, you just keep it as is you want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For the.
And is it the reason for, or just, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what the.
Build a relationship with school. Of course, you can always ask, like switch or something, but normally, don't ask, then just keep it for the entire.
Yeah. Relationship based, like I have a not personal, but it's like if I built a relationship with a principal in the school and I'm visiting them, they know me, I know them. It might just be now I'm comfortable here, they're comfortable with me, and now I don't want to leave the school. So I would just be like, hey, I'm gonna stay here. And especially if we're addressing concerns that they have,
Yeah.
let's continue those conversations. It's easier. So
Yeah.
now when that school comes up, Dorinda will see that this school, let's say you're liaisoning 144, has an issue, she will now CC you as their liaison, so you could be more focused. She won't send it to all of us.
Right.
She'll send it to
Yeah.
the liaison, so it could be a direct relationship, easier for them to kind of handle instead
Yeah.
of like 12 council members.
I'm happy to take the schools, especially just because I know things are gonna change. I think in future meetings, what would be really great is to develop a process and procedure for selecting schools, just for people that like are coming on board or just in general, right? For just like, I guess, accountability or structure, just, but again, I'm just speaking from not having visited the school, so I just wanted to put that, but I'm happy to take the schools and I'll look them up and see who they are and go.
Yeah, we could always revisit the conversation.
Yeah.
It's not. All right. Other than that, do we have any other council business? No, and it is 10 o'clock. So since that is the last, I will stop sharing my screen. And that was the last business that we had to attend today. Our next meeting is October 9th. And this meeting, 10:01 p.m., is adjourned. Thank you.
Just say, just in, is